Hi everyone, it's Katey and today is day 16 of Ethony's 31 Days of Tarot Challenge, and today our prompt is our current tarot crush. What deck are we currently loving? Now I am a little bit surprised by my answer to this question. It's the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. This is not a deck I was planning on getting, and it only arrived, I think it arrived about a week ago, give or take a few days. And I've been using it every day since. I have made a very conscious decision not to use the guidebook. Now I've heard a lot of people say that the guidebook is amazing and it's almost what makes the deck for a lot of people, and I do intend on getting to it. But as I've said quite a number of times in this challenge, getting stuck in my head and getting overwhelmed by big amazing guidebooks has been a problem for me. So what I've instead decided to do is to just use the cards. Just look at the cards. I'm more or less using it as an oracle deck. I mean, when a card like this comes up, I'm aware, okay, that corresponds in some way to the Eight of Cups. But ultimately, I have just been using the imagery. 90% of my readings has just been the imagery itself. And using this deck that way has been really amazing for me so far. Now, as it has only been a couple of days, I don't have a lot of really solid thoughts and opinions on the deck to share with you. So I thought I would just share a couple of my experiences in my readings thus far. To start with, I did a deck interview. I love me a good deck interview. I'll leave a link to the video where I kind of explained how I did the deck interview, just in case you're interested. And the whole reading was really interesting, and it was just speaking to me really clearly, matter-of-factly, gently. It was beautiful. This was a special experience, this deck interview, because for the card, How Does the Deck See Me?, I drew the Queen of Water. This is not a card I've really ever associated with myself very strongly. I got a little bit emotional with this because, as I said, I've been getting caught up in my head, very swordsy about my approach to tarot, and this just felt like this deck very gently saying that it recognizes that I do have that intuitive side to me, and that that's what it wants me to bring to the table. This is what it sees in me. This is the potential that I have, that this deck recognizes that I have. And then the final card I drew in this spread, which is what is the potential outcome of our working relationship, was the Ace of Water. And to me, this just screamed, I'm going to ignite your intuition and light up your heart. It's just a beautiful card. And so far my experience with this deck has been a very watery one. Lots of water cards have been coming up for me. And just how I'm interacting with this deck is very fluid and emotional and intuitive. After the deck interview, I was pretty sure I didn't want to jump into the guidebook. But what I've done before with a couple of decks and what I did with this deck was to ask the deck. I pulled 3 cards, the first for the benefits of using the guidebook, the second for the benefits of not using the guidebook, and then some advice that the deck had to offer me regarding this question. So for the benefits of using the guidebook, I drew the Queen of Earth, and basically I just got that the book can provide an abundance of rich, detailed, beautiful lessons and interpretations. And then for the benefits of not using the guidebook, 2 cards popped out. The first was the Three of Cups, and the second was the Death Rebirth card. And I think the message for these cards was quite clear for me, that not using the guidebook will be freeing and liberating, and will ultimately lead to transformative experiences. Might not be easy, but it will be powerful. And then for the advice card, I drew Intuition. And this was kind of double-sided for me. At first, just her gaze, her face, looks almost as if it's like, I've told you what I think, my dear. You need to make up your own mind. But then also just the fact that it is the intuition card. It was kind of an affirmation that this deck was inviting me to just approach it in an intuitive way, and to not limit myself by overburdening myself with content from the book, which was a nice message, because I think sometimes I can feel like I'm almost disrespecting the deck and the creator by not appreciating and using the guidebook that has obviously been so lovingly created. And I think this card was just really kind of permission to release all of that. I had another experience where I was having a bit of trouble making a decision, so I drew very similarly. It was supposed to be a 3-card spread, but an extra card popped out, so it ended up being a 4-card spread. But all 4 of those cards for this very simple but emotional decision all 4 of them were Major Arcana cards. So my experience has been very clear and gentle and intuitive, but at the same time the deck is kind of pushing me. And what I drew for the advice position in that spread was perception. It did kind of make me step back and laugh a little bit, laugh at myself and the questions that I was asking of the deck, because she really did just kind of look like, I'm not getting involved. This is something that you have to decide for yourself. Like, I'm not making this easy for you. I'm not telling you what you need to do. You need to work that out. So that is my tarot crush at the moment. I'm having a lot of fun with the Dreams of Gaia. I think that is because of 2 reasons. I think the deck is beautiful and it's been lovingly, intentionally, very thoughtfully created. And then also too, just the way that I'm approaching it. I'm kind of throwing caution to the wind, not being too caught up in the structure or the intention or the reasons behind all of the imagery. I'm not getting caught up in the official symbolism or the official right meanings. I'm not even touching the guidebook. So both of those things together, it's just been a really enjoyable, refreshing experience for me, and I'm loving the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. So that's all from me today. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any comments or questions, please leave those below and I'll do my best to get back to you. And until tomorrow, guys, much love. Bye.